In this KnowledgeSmart support video, we will take a look at searching and grouping your user records. We are in the Users menu and submenu User List. Here, KnowledgeSmart administrators can search by a variety of fields such as username, email, user status, or any of the information captured in your 5 user data fields. Please note that changes made to the data on the users page will have no impact on your test results data. If you want to view users for a specific linked account, use this drop-down menu here on the right to select the relevant account, and then those users will be filtered for you. To activate the search bar, click the Show Search area here at the top, and that will then open up this search bar for you. Enter the information in the relevant search fields and click Search to then filter your user data. Once you've applied a search, you can select the users using these checkboxes here on the right-hand side and then add them conveniently into a new group if you like. Let's take a look at how to create a group. Click Show Groups from the top, move to the Create New Group area here on the right. Let's just call our group Group A and click Create. That will then create the group for you. So if you then go and apply your filters here and look at your search results, you simply select the relevant users that you want to group and then come back up to the top under Group, Add to Group, and just select the group that you want to add those users to, and then just click Add to complete the process. And you'll see those users are now part of this new group that we've created. Once you have created one group, you can create several other subgroups and so on. There is no limitation in terms of how many groups you can create. To navigate between different groups, just use this drop-down menu here on the left-hand side. To edit a group title, just use this button here on the right, and to delete a group, use that button there on the right. And if I wanted to remove a specific user from a group, I would just come and select the user I want to remove and use this Remove from Group button here. So that was taking a look at static groups, or groups where we manually add users into groups. We can also use our dynamic group feature. So we can come to the top here and click Show Dynamic Groups. Dynamic groups will automatically update when new user records are added to your dashboard or edits are made to existing records. So you specify the rules of the dynamic group, and as soon as those rules are met, the user will be added to this group for you automatically. So step 1 is to go to New Group and give your group a name. Next up, I'm asked if I want to replicate the new dynamic group for invites and results. This is a very good idea because this replicates the parameters that we set for this dynamic group across invites and results in the platform as well. And that means if we had to filter down via a specific dynamic group, there would be consistency. So we do advise you to select Yes and Yes to replicate the group for invites and results. Now notice there I got an error because I tried to call my dynamic group the same name as a static group, and this is not allowed. So I'm going to add a DN for dynamic group, and that should resolve that one. There we go. Right, so now I get to build the parameters of my dynamic group. So I can say I only want to see employees in this group. I only want to see people from my London office in this group and people who have not done professional certification. So you can use as many of these fields as you need. You can use as many of these drop-down areas as you need. And once you have completed that, you can click Save Group. If we then just come over to Results and Data and click Show Dynamic Groups and filter down to that same group that we've just created, we can see that that group has been replicated across to results for me. There is currently no results meeting those requirements at the moment. And if we go to Invites and Invite History, and once again click Show Dynamic Groups and filter down to that group that we've created, we can see that that group has been successfully replicated to the Invites area as well. Now, one last thing I just want to clarify around dynamic groups is that the drop-down options are slightly different between users, invites, and results. So here we have our dynamic group under users. If we move to invites and invite history and just filter down to that dynamic group that we've created, because an invite has taken place, we can now include test name and click Save Group. Similarly, under results and data, if we just show dynamic groups again and filter down to that same dynamic group, we notice that we can also add a test name, but also a score range to this dynamic group. So fleshing out this dynamic group a little bit further based on the available data. Once I have defined my dynamic group and saved it, I can also take a quick export right here within this area of the platform, just to take a look at the filtered results based on the rules of that dynamic group, and also the training info, which is the priority training tags linked to the people as part of this dynamic group. So that might be handy for you. If you need to rename a group, you can do that on the right hand side here. If you need to delete a group, you can do that from this button here. As always, just stay aware of what account you're working in. So if you want to create a dynamic group at parent level, make sure that that is your active account. Otherwise, of course, it will be done in the active linked account. So always stay aware of the active account shown here on the top right. So I hope this quick support video around searching and grouping your users was helpful for you. Please feel free to reach out via our support help desk.